Hi renovators, thanks for tuning in. So, this week we're looking at something that obviously is key in your property journey, and that's really how to get started. I mean, everyone wants to be involved in property in some way or another, almost everyone anyway. But where do you start? Well, today we're looking at our 6 top tips to help you start looking for your next or first profitable property project. So point number 1 is put pen to paper. So write down your goals. Work out what you want out of your property journey. It's super important because it gives you structure in how you're going to develop and where you're going to go. Do you want to do it full-time, part-time? Is it going to be a side hustle? Do you want to retire early? Do you want to buy and hold properties? Do you want to sell them quickly? There's so many different things that can affect how you move forward and how you develop on your property journey. Point number 2 is become an expert or talk to experts. So basically, when looking at a property project, you have to do a lot of in-depth research. You have to understand the region, the suburb, the neighborhood, obviously the property, price, what needs to be done, what can affect the sales price. There are so many different things that you have to understand about a project. You have to do that research, otherwise you're going to come unstuck. You should definitely check out your local open homes and go around so you can have an understanding of what the comparable properties in the area are like. Talk to the residents. Drive around and look at previous sales and current properties on the market. What do they look like compared to the one that you're planning on buying? And then one tool which is really useful here, they probably wouldn't want me calling them a tool, real estate agents. So build relationships with local real estate agents. They're the experts in the area. Ask them questions. Get feedback from them on ideas, because they're the ones that are selling the properties in the area. They're going to know the area better than anyone else. It's really important when you're doing your in-depth research that you have your system in place and you stick to it. You have to on every single property, you do the same searches and get the same due diligence and the same understanding, otherwise you'll definitely come unstuck. Point number 3 is get your trades involved early. Estimation is difficult at the best of times, but when you just started, it's going to be very hard because you're not really going to have any idea what prices are or what you're talking about, to be honest. So get trades involved early. Get advice, get quotes during your due diligence. If the figures blow out, obviously you can just walk away. We've had a couple of projects where I wish we did that because figures did blow out, and in one case we actually didn't end up making any money out of the project. Take trade advice. You can adjust your plans. You can change things to make sure it's the most efficient and the most cost-effective plan possible. But on that note, just be careful who you take advice from, because some people give good advice and obviously some people give bad advice. So just make sure, maybe double check. If you want to check with someone other than your trades, maybe call the local building authority in your state. So in Queensland, obviously that's the QBCC. You can ask their advice and get their opinion. So point number 4 is always allow contingency. This is massive, especially when you're starting. When you're doing a cosmetic renovation, you're dealing with an old home, there's always going to be unknowns. Look for areas in the house that are covered up by something. We bought a house that had a washing machine. Under the washing machine, the floor was gone through rot and water damage. So also look for small things that might indicate a bigger thing. A small bit of rot on a balustrade near the wall could indicate rot through the framing or the wall. The same with things like termite damage and stuff like that. So just be very vigilant. When you're starting your renovation, I would allow 20 to 30%. Sorry, when you're starting your property journey, I would allow 20 to 30% as a contingency, because realistically, you're going to have no idea what you're estimating. You can bring your trades in and get quotes and advice during your due diligence, and after that you can obviously bring that margin of error down, but I'd still probably leave at least 10% because, as I said, there's always going to be unknowns in a cosmetic project. And obviously all of this should be part of your purchase and pricing and estimation system. Once you have your system in place, you just refer to it, and obviously you can then make sure you don't make any costly mistakes. Point number 5, estimate your sales price, finished sales price, extremely conservatively. We've had one project over the last 2 years that we actually lost money on. The reason we lost money on that project is, well, 2 things. One is our estimations blew out and we didn't walk away. The other is we tried to break the suburb price record for a low set house in this area. Now look, we did break the record, but we didn't break it high enough. Our reasoning was that our house was better, had a better floor plan than comparable low set houses in the area. But people didn't really care. It was a low set house, we were charging too much for it. We lost a bit of money on it, and it took ages to sell because we were trying to get that price that just, it wasn't going to happen. So, when you're sort of pricing up what you're going to be able to sell your property for, look at the comparables, make sure they're similar style properties in similar condition and similar location. If you can't find any at that target sales price, you need to walk away straight away because chances are you're probably not going to get that sales price. Again, stick to your systems. Don't let your emotions make the purchase for you. Very, very important. Step number 6 is be persistent. Everyone's going to have an opinion, especially when you're starting. Don't be deterred by negative friends and family. Don't be deterred by articles stating that you can't turn properties over in a short period of time and make profit, because I'm telling you, you can. And don't be deterred by potential weeks and months of searching for a property that fits the bill. It can be, you can feel quite downtrodden when you're constantly looking for properties. But there are feasible projects there that can make you a lot of money. You just need to stick to it. Develop your plan, develop your system, stick to it, and you will find your project. So thanks for listening, guys. Before we go, just want to let everyone know that we're running a competition for the next 2 weeks, starting on Sunday. So we're giving away a $500 Bunnings voucher. If you check out our website on Sunday or follow us on Instagram or Facebook, you will see all the details of how you can enter, and potentially you can win that $500 Bunnings voucher to go towards your next renovation.